We're gonna go back to the castle. We're gonna do. I know some of y'all are wondering where's the adventure of Boris. It's right here. And I know some of y'all like Boris. You've been working on your castle. It's kind of done. Okay, it's kind of done. I know it looks complete, but I have other plans for it. But here's the story. Now, here's the actual story behind the castle because I could not say it really in front of my mom because she doesn't like me talking about like demons and all that. Well, so let's put on the creepy version of this song. So, the curse of Borisburg Castle. Yes, I'll call it Borisburg. Originally called Calico Castle. Yeah, it's called Calico, just one Calico, okay? Calico Castle. Home and was owned by Claude Diaz. The castle itself had a curse placed upon it. The year was 1899. My grandfather stole an art an artifact. Not really an artifact. It was more an idol from a unknown region in Africa. And if y'all don't know what's the reference behind me saying this, the reference I'm gonna tell you after. He stole it. He offered the tribe gold, munitions, anything, but they said no. In retaliation, my grandfather killed many of the tribe. When I mean the tribe, I mean the entire tribal. He literally killed them at first point, at first glance. With He killed them with the men he brought with him. Before one of the villagers warned him of the curse if he takes the idol. My my grandfather did not heed the curse, so he brought it back here. Please note and please note that I know some of y'all are wondering. Wait, you said 1899? That's like the castle was built in. So let me get in depth with the story. Yeah. Years after, it was December. It was December 24th, 1899. My grandfather was hosting a Christmas party until one day he fell ill. He became ill from an unknown reason. And then it appeared to him. It occurred to him that the curse was real. He said, I should have listened to that. But then, a few days later, he felt fine. On December 31st, 1899, my grandfather had the idol in his hand. Many people around, many reporters, and came to this place, and some did not know what the curse held. But I know of it. My grandfather died. They said that he hanged himself from the tower, from the sanctum. It says that he hanged himself from the bell, but unknown reason. There was an unknown reason, they said. How, why, and how would they get a rope? They say, some say it was the idol, others say it was suicide, but I believe it was the idol. New Year's wasn't all that grand. But many years later, the year was 1945. The end of the war ended it for for the British and all of them. Claude, my cousin, my distant cousin, took hold of, took prompt hold and claimed the castle as his own home. So, the different areas being added in, such as the new gate and everything. Everything that you see here is up because of my cousin Claude, Claude Thomas Diaz. Oh, if you're wondering who was my grandfather was Boris Fyodor Tom Wolf the First, or Boris T. Wolf the First. After my other cousin bore the name Boris T. Wolf the Second. I am, and then his father bore the name Boris T. Wolf. Oh, and if you're wondering, I am Boris T. Wolf the Fourth, now owner of this magnificent castle you see before you. This castle you see before you is a marvel of the year. It was a small marvel, you could say, during its time. None could guess why. But I know the reason. But let's get back to Claude. Claude found the idol within, found it in the top of the sanctum where the bell is at. The idol was just standing there, he said. He wrote it in his journal, stating, I found this, I found a weird idol. I believe this is the one that Grandpappy once told me about when I was younger. At first I didn't believe in the idol, but now I do. This idol is somewhat weird, but magical in a sense. I could not fathom what it was, but I know of its origins was from Africa. But scriptures and unknown writing were on it. This is odd. Could could this idol really became was from Africa? Legends state that a kingdom far away, one of their rulers visited Earth before. But I do not know, for I have no fathom, for I do not fathom what it is, nor should I care about. It, and then January 1st, 1946. The war is ended in America. Japan surrendered after a technically you need to remember that this is like a different time. So Claude doesn't know that it really didn't end. Like it ended like later, like in June. I've heard. So he doesn't. So he didn't really know it really ended, but until he found out. Until one day, he said this. But here's the part that was interesting. He wrote in his journal. It states, For many nights I've been very tired. I, I do not know why, but I have this shaking feeling that the totem or this idol is something the cause of my tiredness. During during my time here, living here, the first week was fine, but until when I found this damn idol, it it all changes. The butler left. The maid and the maids left. Even all the servants left the castle when I showed them it. I am now here all alone in this castle. And then he wrote this segment, which I cannot give you the specific date. On this today, I had this feeling. Power surged through me. I think it is because of the idol. I must throw it and burn it in the forest behind. So if you wonder what this part, this is the interesting part. It was 6 in the morning. 6 in the morning. He said this. It was the time. It was six. It was the hour of 6, the minute of 6, and the second of 6. Something happened. Time froze for a moment, and the numbers were all 666. The devil's time. All of a sudden, I hear somewhat an explosion near the castle. As I look out, I see trees destroyed and being burned, and a whole trench made by an unknown force, until it appeared behind me. The idol appeared, and I did not know what to do. Now, please note that this is different times, but wait, Secret 1? Boris, if you're ever reading this, please, if you ever find this castle and find my journal, leave now. I know that I may be turned into a statue by time you read this. Yes, I am sealed away with the idol. But do not, whatever you do not defy the power. Do not overestimate the power of the idol. And then our story began here. So if you're wondering where's Claude, he's right here. And don't mind. Claude stares out the windows with the idol. The idol, do not mind about the idol, the totem of dying. Just pretend this is the idol. So pretend it having like Yoda ear, like a evil Yoda ears and all that. Oh, I forgot to put some glass in here. This is intriguing. So if you're wondering where I got the idea from, and the journal part is my idea. The idea came from a ride from Disneyland, Tokyo Disneyland Sea. And some of y'all might know of it, and might recognize the music and the evil crackle. If y'all don't, then let me explain. So I based the story from the High Tower Hotel or Tower Terror in Disneyland, Tokyo Disneyland Sea. As you know, in Japan, the Twilight Zone. Nobody really knew about the Twilight Zone in Japan, so they made their own story about one of the explorers of the secret society and known as Sea, the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. Of course, one of them is, of course, Henry Hightower himself. There's a photo. If y'all go to Hong Kong Disneyland, and I know it's in two different places, but if you go to Mystic Manor and you see a picture, there's a picture of everyone with Henry Mystic and Henry Hightower III. And the idol and if you seen the picture of him holding an idol, that is Shiruki Untudu, or I don't know how to pronounce it. Untudu. Untudu. I don't know how to pronounce it. Story goes that Henry Hightower tried to buy the idol from a native village in an unknown region in Africa. But the tribal did not wish to give it away. So, by force, he got all his people, the men he took with him, to go claim this idol. There was no resistance from the natives. But in 1899, yes, 1899, on December 31st, 1899, Henry Hightower showed his new find and had a party, a New Year's ball. But the interview was first, and the reporter stated that he heard that idol was cursed. Hightower scoffed and laughed and said, "No, it is not cursed. Huh. I do not believe in curses." And all that. Now, but here's the thing. One of his advisors, one of his travel companions, warned him to not overestimate the idol. As a sign of retaliation, Hightower put a cigarette on the head of the idol. And this was when he was on his elevator. heading up to his penthouse. Now, let me... Alright, let me... So, I'm gonna read some of the subtitles for the story, and, okay. So, this is from the Tower of Terror Tokyo Disney Sea, okay? Alright. We're gonna skip to where... So, okay, bear warning. This is in Japanese because the ride is in Japan, and people actually translated it, and there's subtitles. Mr. Arthur, where did you find this? I got this and spent plenty of my money to put my life on the line. Natives dislike to let it go. Let that go. Natives hate it to let that go. It's called the Idol of Curse, isn't it, Mr. Hightower? Idol of Curse? Huh, idiot. And then, to undo the curse is real. Do not go ahead anymore. He's saying the idol moves. Listen to my advice. The curse is real. Shiriki on Undudu's eyes. Run away. You still can't make it. But listen. Okay, I'm only gonna give you all that, and so if y'all want to see the rest, go to look up Tokyo Disney. See the Tower of Terror point of view with English subtitles, and y'all see the rest. Like I skip a few parts. And a big shout out to Think About Entertainment, and this is a big shout out to them. And Think About Entertainment, please do not copyright me because and Disney, please don't, because I'm trying to like make a story, and it's based around. It's kind of now, of course, I wish there was a way I could put a character of mine into part of Disney, like the Disney line. Like, yes, I have a character. There's a character I wish to, and his name is Jeremiah. Alright, now let's get into the history of the castle. I lied about it being built in 18 all that, but really, well, it changed in 18, like it, like in 19, like in the 1900s. What you see here is the modern look of it. Alright. Alright. The castle was built in 1709. Its first design was the first thing that was built was this, the main keep. Before it was just a house, like a small palace, until until 18 until 1836, walls were built around it. These walls were built in 1836. The back room here was built in 18 was constructed in 1886 and completed in 1899. So then 1945, the construction of the where the sanctum is at, and the bridge and everything else was added in. This part was started construction in 1899, completed many years later. Some of the towers here have names. This is Arena Tower, Jarrell Tower, Henry Tower, Allison Tower, Susie Tower, and Pendleton Tower. The central tower is actually named after me, or Thomas Tower, and the four that goes around. And if you're wondering what the tower, it's Claude's Tower. This is in prison for years. Fun fact, the design of the castle is based from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but like that's how I built the castle, like based from Breath of the Wild. But you have to understand uh, that it took a long line of different generations to get this to have this castle going. Like you have to remember that. This castle had a sad history, a sad and tragic history. Some could say it is a mystery. Still to this day, nobody knows what really happened back in 1899. Was it suicide, or was it the curse that the native warned my grandfather? My grandfather has many names, but the one name he chose, he wanted me to call him by. He wanted him to call him by his real name, his birth name. Lamar. Lamar Lopez Diaz. And you're wondering how did it come to Wolf and the Diaz's and Wolf? Well, let me explain. The Diaz's we're like distant relatives of the Louise family. Actually, they're of different houses. The Louis House Louise was where I'm from. House Diaz was where Claude is from. Of course, Claude right now, his body, his statue, it is said that he roamed the land, not too far from the castle. This is where they would be buried. Would have been buried, but so we're work. So all right. So that's enough of. That's like part one of the story that's gonna happen. Like the backstory. Part two is like talking about the graves and everything here. I know some of y'all are wondering, oh, you're getting inspiration from Disney. I am. The inspiration really came, like I tell you the truth, it came from the Tower of Terror, not the one here in America, the one in Tokyo Disneyland. So we're working on, so the Jeremiah Diaz was the first to ever wanted to have this castle here. And then, funny enough, I kind of lied to y'all about. So, grandfather is like this is. Please note that this is like a role play kind of thing. It's like I never like in real life. I don't have a grandfather named Diaz, but I had a grandfather named Martin. He was a sweet man. Okay, he was a he was a sweet man. All that, but I don't want to get into any more of that subject because it's kind of touching when I talk about it. One, I really miss him, and yeah. So Jeremiah is actually so so Jeremiah had a son actually. Okay, like my grandfather was named Lamar, but actually that was his middle name. His full name was Jameer Lamar Diaz. His tomb was here. This is his tomb. It is said that inside he had treasure, but the treasure was robbed. So we're gonna work on this for majority of the time because, and I need to tell you something. I enjoy doing this for y'all. Okay, I enjoy doing Minecraft. Like now y'all can see like in a good high definition, like in good quality. Not like the other times that I always used the tablet. It wasn't really good quality, but it is what it was. But until then, yeah. We're gonna put like this is the cemetery. So this is like the cemetery. Over here we're gonna put a cross because this is actually to signify this is you'll say like to signify this is a place of holiness. And everyone can come pay their respects for the dead. Like, it's not just the DS's family cemetery. It is like the entire family. This is for a story, like later. So, anyone, if you're wondering why is there a cave here, don't ask. Okay, this is for late. This is like later, in the, like later in time. You know, like later. Oh God. Hold up. Hello. Hey, what you up to? Oh, nothing much. Oh, nothing much. Just finishing up some stuff. Finishing up, that's all. Some task, you know. Putting up the dishes and sweeping and all that. She's already at Dio and Diaz. She's already at Dio and Diaz. Yeah, she's fine. She hasn't called me yet. Alright. Tomorrow, actually, I don't know when. I don't know if I'm gonna pay this week. I don't know. Like I say, I don't know. Okay. First and foremost, I thought you did it in the name of love. Oh my God, Dad. Can you let that? Can you let that go? It was. It's both a present. It's both presents from you, for me and you. Okay. Yes, it is your wife. She is your wife. I know. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. Alright. Okay. Bye. Alright. I'm sorry, everyone. Me and my dad we like to play around sometimes. So I did get some stuff for my mom for her birthday. I'm not telling you what I got her because I know she has family members that I know I might have family members who do watch my channel. I don't know, but if y'all do, please give me please shout out. Just I'm gonna give y'all a shout out if you are watching the video. This is like a cramped up thing. Okay, let's put like I want to put a soul lantern. If y'all didn't know, if you put a soul lantern, it is said that the souls. So it is says that the souls of many will loom. Maybe I might have someone like go invisible and come in here and just change the lantern. You know, like change the lantern to. But I want to put that in there. This man doesn't. I'm gonna tell you this. He doesn't really deserve a grave. Okay, he doesn't really deserve this, but well, he does. Yeah, we gotta put the cross here because this thing's fine. He was a man of the Lord. Now we gotta put in the sign. Here lies. I'm gonna do it in spruce because it's Diaz. We're probably gonna put like flower pot. I'll put like a flower pot and all that. I'll put like flowers in here. Alright. And now we put this in. Put in the gate. So this is going to be the gate. If y'all didn't know, like, there are real cemeteries that actually do have like gates, and then they do like kind of protect the tomb. It's like it's like a little mausoleum. And then we gotta put in some stairs. Happy answer to the line. I might do a church. I might build a church somewhere. I might build a church. I'm not gonna build. I'm gonna go and build a church somewhere. I should just go towards like the back of the castle. Lo amivo frito. Orali sutore l'armao. Okay, so one of the characters, like he's like the main protagonist of our story. His name. Uh, okay, so there is going to be a protagonist, and he is our main, like he's the main character of our story. He lives here, this village, and he lives in this house. Let's just say he lives. Alright, now he doesn't live in this house. It's Paul. Unless you're gonna build like a archway that leads in here. I have a question for everyone. Has anyone ever seen the Book of Life? Like, if y'all haven't, then what I'm doing right now is I'm making like a gate, like an archway, like a two-way archway. Let's just say this used to be an old castle. Let's just say this used to be like an old. You know what? Never mind. Let's make some lore around this. Like, this used to be an old castle. Let's just say. Alright, so I think we're gonna add the lore, like more the lore, the curse that happened at the castle. So, spoiler alert on the story. This gonna be where Jeremiah really started. Okay, so there's the last names. There's Jeremiah de la Cruz Diaz. Not like Ernesto. He's not related to Ernesto. Okay, if he wasn't related to Ernesto, then this thing would be. Then Mickey must be like on my butt about this. I think I'm gonna do this. To like stepping stones. Like some of the stepping stones are like were pieces of like the castle, you know. No, there were walls. Hold up. No, there were like some of the walls that didn't hold. Or like I said, like. So the story behind these, the structure. So if you see how this is going, yes, this used to be an entire castle before the village took over and all that. These used to be walls, but now they were knocked down. Now I know some of y'all like, Boris, why are you building some of these pieces? The reason why is because I want to give it some lore around this section's village, because there's something special about this village. Because, like, look, you can see the castle, and then I want to make it like there used to, like, I want there to be like a ruins. And the reference is because there's a big reference to Fortnite with this, inside this, and some of y'all may not realize it, but until some of y'all may recognize it, some of y'all may not, because it really depends on if you do pay attention to some of the structures. So this is where our main character lives. Until he started questioning about some of the ruins. There used to be a floor before. There used to be the flooring. There used to be like flooring of like until everything went down. Even some of these houses connect with some of the, like if you pay if you pay attention to some of these houses, they do have like a worn down look. If you're wondering how I do ruin some like ruins of castles and buildings, then it's simple. Use staircases and then try to like make them mishmash. That's how I'm saying it. Like mix it up. So every house connects in one way or another. Because when they start constructing, some of the walls were like deteriorating, and so they used the opportunity to use some of the walls that you see here. This used to like connect to a part, like a back gate, like an exit, until the tragic happened, like the tragedy. The locals called it the incident of 1899. Some still live from that year because some can't just die that easily, unfortunately. But well, some witnessed the event that happened. Some didn't. Some say it was because of an unknown force. An unknown aura that indulged indulged the entire castle before. So bear in mind that, like I said, there is, like, when you build certain things, you gotta add certain elements, like some. Now for this village specifically, this one is the village that used to be Castle Bernstein. Castle Bernstein. That was the name of Jeremiah's castle. The locals don't even. Okay, no, I want. I know some of y'all like, Boris, why not use cracked? It really gives that effect. No, because I want like the story, like the villagers don't even realize, like they think that these are like pieces of like a temple, so they like polish it and all that, but they don't really know that this was actually where it happened, where feel like pieces of a window, and then like where a window used to be at, and then now it's. I'm actually gonna put like a small stained glass of. I'm gonna put like a glass or something, stained glass that is supposed to be. Like one section of the castle had blue, like had like. I'll do that, and then ruin like a ruin. And there's like the ruins of his room. Like this could there's like this could have been like the part of the castle that. Now I'm gonna tell you this: the castle was leveled, people. That's the story. Like the castle was level. Like his floor, like his room was on the third floor, and the castle leveled. Like this entire castle level, like the entire castle leveled. Like it was almost as tall. Like you see how big this castle look, and it's on top of a mountain. Well, imagine that, but with certain elements. If you wonder where's the main tower, like there's always have to be a central tower. There's some have central towers, some do, some don't. For this castle, it had about a few towers. Some were like on the lower levels. So yeah. So you see like now bear warning. Now bear in mind that this place is like like an ancient piece. It's like an ancient. So don't mind this used to be like what to say like there was a like the wall collapsed or something, you know? Like the wall literally did collapse. Like say like the wall collapsed or something, and then that's why there's like the top of the tower collapsed a little. And if y'all didn't know, but I don't think people really realize it because they don't go for like the back way into the castle in Valtea. And there is a ruined tower, and the story behind it is because there was an earthquake and all that. But this is caused by an unnatural phenomenon. That's why there's like this place is all clogged up with pieces of like of everything, you know, like pieces of the tower, like of this tower. Like nobody really know what happened here. But I tell certain people to get to the bottom of this castle, this place is considered. Well, the chief named it Jerome Castle in the name Jerome Village. Hence, Jerome. And no, not the Chewbacca not the Chewbacca one at the end, like the, you know, the founder. Let me put it this way. Jerome was the founder of the Knights of the Black Wolves. That's more in order than a... Okay. I don't know if y'all... Either it's just me or I'm being... But until then, I don't know what's going on. And I have a feeling... And I'm not joking. I'm not even playing around right now. I don't know if y'all have been noticing, but on my screen, it looked like something is like popping in and out, like a creature or entity. Like one moment it's there, the other moment it's not. People, is Herobrine even in here? Because I'm scared. Like, I am scared, people. Like, I am not terrified. Like, maybe he found out about what happened. Well, maybe he... No. I must be careful. This is odd. This place here is not as normal as I thought it would be. So let me do like... Okay. Something doesn't add up. Hell. People, I don't know what's going on right now, but... Alright, right now I'm gonna have to get off for now because, well, I had to put a time limit on my thing. Well, I put, not really a time limit, but put a lantern there to be like the light. place a lantern here as light. At least. At least there'll be light nearby. There's like a small island and then it connects by the ground. What? This is not good. Now this is not good, people. This is a portal here. Oh, that's cool. Not too far from here is the village. Interesting. Intriguing. Wait, let me see if the map changed. If it didn't, then. Because I'm gonna check. I'm gonna go check right now. Did the map change that? No. It changed a little, I think. At least so it's fine. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna end the video here. I hope y'all enjoyed my little preview slash backstory for like a little bit like thing. So I hope y'all enjoyed it, and hopefully when I do get PlayStation Plus, I'm going to probably introduce the story to some of my friends. So yeah. So yeah, I'm probably might introduce the story to some of my friends. Yeah, this is Jeremiah Village, and yes, there is ruins mixed in with some of the villages. I see the Castle Bordsberg. Yeah, until then, I will see you on the next video. I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Live stream actually over at the cemetery facing the castle. Until then, I'll see you on the next video.